In today's video we will discuss the top 10 reasons the 72-10 Bulls are better than the 73-9 Warriors. Please make sure you subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel. New videos release every Monday through Friday. If you are into basketball, these channels are for you. Number 10. Proven Championship Pedigree. While the 2015-16 Warriors' 73-9 record is an incredibly impressive feat, it came after one explosive and shocking season where they won their first NBA championship as a team. Contrast this to the Chicago Bulls of 1995-96, who by the time of their record-breaking run had 3 championships as a franchise and a team chemistry which is still unmatched to this day. Now maybe the Warriors will win 3 titles in a row, but as of this writing, this extensive championship pedigree lends itself to the credibility of the Bulls and proves as a whole unit they are unmatched by the Warriors. Number 9. The Bulls had a much deeper bench. While this is far from a criticism of the Golden State Warriors, as they boast a bench featuring Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston and Anderson Varejao, the Chicago Bulls bench featured supremely talented role players who understood their role and played them unselfishly for the good of the overall team goal. Bill Wennington, Tony Kukoc and Steve Kerr were among the names who were all vital parts of this team from the bench, all stepping up in clutch time during the playoffs, while keeping their egos in check for the benefit of the team. Number 8. Overall better defensively. While Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan both dominated on the offensive side of the ball, it was their length and defensive excellence which started many of the highlight reel fast break plays that they became known for at the time. As a unit, anchored by big men like Aussie Luke Longley, Dennis Rodman and Bill Wennington, with an above-average defender at each position, the Bulls were able to stay in any game, regardless of a potential off day at the offensive end. This was due to the effort and overall team defense philosophy put in place by Phil Jackson. Number 7. More clutch finishers. Now we know that Steph Curry, over the course of his career, has shown an excellent ability to finish with the game on the line, whether it be from half-court or everyone else's regular three-point line, but at both ends of the court, no one in history is better than Michael Jordan when the game is on the line. Not only did he control the tempo of the game to the way he wanted it, he has left the fans with some of the greatest buzzer-beating moments in the history of the NBA. Outside of Jordan, the Bulls team was littered with guys who were known to step up and make big shots when it counted, such as Pippen, Kerr, Kukoc, or Paxson. Number 6. Greater ability to come from behind and win games. Again, this is less of a criticism of the Warriors than it is about the Bulls, as MJ famously once said in the locker room when losing by 20, "We got them right where we want them." This exemplified the mindset of the Bulls, as they showed supreme confidence on and off the court, no matter the situation in the game. Jordan was the best at leading scoring outbursts that were unimaginably brilliant and, for this, the confidence of his supporting cast was always high whenever they found themselves trailing late in a game, and they usually came back to win. Number 5. Played in one in a time with more physical defenses. Through no fault of their own, one of the criticisms of the Warriors has been the lack of physical defense played against them in the past few years, specifically citing this as a reason Steph Curry has been so dominant. It's not the fact that, he's one of the greatest shooters in history. This was no problem for the 95-96 Bulls though, as they routinely had to face tough, physical defense from teams such as the Detroit Pistons and New York Knicks. The former, inventing the Jordan rules where MJ would be hit hard every time he came into the lane. However, they still overcame this as a team. Number 4. NBA was much deeper in the late 90s. Though records may show otherwise, the competition was much better and a lot deeper in the late 90s, with the Bulls having to go through guys like Malone, Stockton, Payton, Olajuwon and Robinson to win championships. Today, the Western Conference is top-heavy and not nearly half as deep as the old Eastern Conference that the Bulls competed in. This tough schedule is why the Bulls' record of 72-10 is astounding to many longtime basketball fans and analysts. To somehow survive that brutal schedule shows why the Bulls' season is more impressive than the Warriors' season, despite what the record books will indicate. Number 3. Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was a huge factor in the second three-peat of the Bulls franchise, and many view him as the greatest rebounder of all time, with the ability to consistently grab 15 to 20 rebounds a game, which is unmatched in the modern game. For one player to have the ability to affect the game so much on the defensive glass was huge, but it also allowed the offensive players on the team to focus primarily on defending their man and not worry about rebounding.
Rodman was as dominant a rebounder as there has ever been. Number 2. Phil Jackson. By now, it is pretty clear that this team is the greatest of all time, as they had the greatest rebounder ever, they had the greatest player ever and the best coach to ever grace the bench. The Zen master, Phil Jackson, was the key ingredient to overcoming the Pistons in the early 90s, and his triangle offense and brilliant basketball mind kept his team working hard every night to be the best. Then he went on to lead the Lakers to 5 titles. It is clear that Jackson is by far the greatest to ever coach, and his influence on this Bulls team can never be matched. Number 1. Michael Jordan. What other reason was it going to be, honestly? Not much more really needs to be said that hasn't already been said about Air Jordan and how much he influenced this team, with his play on the court, leadership, and intensity. While Steph Curry is playing consistently at an MVP level, no one will ever match the sheer will and desire to win that Jordan possessed. While the supporting cast was fantastic, Jordan is the man who elevated this team to where they are and is the single most important factor in this team being considered the greatest of all time. When you have Mike, how can you ever bet against him? Mike is 6-0 in the finals, and never ever played in a Game 7 in the NBA championship. Mike's game goes to another level in clutch moments. Last but not least, the Bulls won the championship that year and Golden State did not. So what is the point of having a great record if you are not going to win at all? These are the top 10 reasons the 72-10 Bulls are better than the 73-9 Warriors. Please comment below. What is your opinion? Who do you think is better? Do not forget to subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel. And new episodes release every Monday through Friday.